All right, we're going to have a look at a 2-1-2 zone offense, or what we'll call 21. Keys to this in terms of setting up, we've got our two guards at the top. We've got, in one format, our two bigs down behind the zone on the baseline, trying to draw them back out, or back towards the baseline, sorry. And our high post player at the top, whose responsibility is to obviously attack the open space that'll be through the mid post in particular, but also to set screens and show in that high post position as well. So when we come down the court, we need to create that ball side straight away. And when that happens, the person on the baseline needs to stretch the defense out. Now, we want to be in a comfortable range to score. So if you're not a three-point shooter and you don't back yourself, you don't need to come all the way out here. But you need to be far enough out to drag the baseline defender out to you. Once that happens, the opposite big, you're going to sneak in behind, trying to get deep seals and trying to just sneak into the gaps once the defense turns their heads. So it's not an instant movement. All right, once you get there, you are trying to wait for them to turn their heads and sneak through and get those little sneaky positions inside under the basket where you can. Now, in that position there, we want to hit corners in this offense. We want to get that ball moving from one side in the corners, and when you rotate the ball back the other side, which you'll see in a minute, it's going to end up back in this corner as well. The keys to that is quick ball movement and quick player movement. Now, in this particular 21 set with our two bigs on the baseline, the shift of the ball is quite easy. As it comes back and gets reversed, this is where our high post can be setting a pick so that our guard with the ball at the top can come off that and attract the defender on the other side of the zone so that we can get this other perimeter player into a space. All right, and then we're popping out. As that's happening, our big that was on this side originally is going to start moving through and swing through to that deep corner, whether it be a three or just inside, to drag that baseline defender out. All right, our three's looking at the space in here, and this other big guy down the bottom is looking to come in again, sneak the baseline once the defense has turned their heads, trying to get position down low and then posting on the low block. Now, if we get an interior pass, let's say it comes to the baseline here and we get it in there, it's an automatic dive to the front of the rim with this other big guy. And usually that can be quite an open cut as the ball's shifted. All right, and like I was saying before, this player is not just on the free throw line or above. We want them in that mid-post region where the space generally ends up once the ball is hitting that baseline area. Okay, to reverse again, it's just that shift of ball. One, set the screen if it's there. If not, it's just a dribble drive. This guy is flaring as that ball comes off and we can kick it. On this reversal as well, if we can hit the high post from a corner especially, all right, with the defense will be sunk right into the keyway. If we can hit this flare action here is normally wide open as well. All right. Another option off this 21 is what we would call a swinger, where we've got the shooters on the baseline. So let's say we send one of our bigs up high and our three is our, one of our good corner shooters. All right. Instead of the bigs shifting one side or staying on their sides and shifting long corner to the post, what we're going to do with this is our shooter's actually going to go corner to corner and our big's just going to go block to block. So let's say we've created that ball side and we're in that position there. All right, let's say we get the screen here, he attacks, and we kick that. As soon as that ball is up here with the one, all right, this shooter is already starting to move quickly to swing through to the opposite corner. So we're trying to drag that defense out with our shooter, and then again, this guy would then sneak through, trying to find the spots and get that post position down low. So it's almost identical to what we were just running, except we've got the shooter going corner to corner and the big going block to block. Again, the key with this is, especially for the shooter, is getting there quickly, really quick movements. As soon as that ball leaves his hands and starts going the other way, we're starting to move and sprint through the opposite corner so we can get there in time as that ball gets reversed through. So this is our 2-1-2 or 21 offense against a zone with the option to have the shooter. So what does 21 look like with the defense, and where does the space become available? So like we talked about before, we've got our two guys down low, our high post and our two guard front. as the ball comes down the floor, we're looking to create that ball side. So automatically the guard's got to come out and take that. As the 3 comes out to the corner as a shooter, this player's generally going to take that if they're a threat, which they will be. All right, and this center is going to start looking to come across to the ball side to stop any dribble penetration through that high post. And this other guard will most likely come in and guard that high post. Okay, so what we're looking for with this extra big is to come through and try and get deep seals where possible, but just to entertain that 5, because you can see straight away how much space that's starting to create in the middle and this open space on the opposite side of the floor. Okay, because generally that guy is going to be coming in as well. So as we spoke about before, all right, on a reversal, we want to try and get this player to attract the other guard. So if the big that's on the high post sets a little on-ball screen and we attack, this guy has to help out or we're going to get a very easy drive down the middle of the lane. As he helps out and we kick, the only option now is this other baseline defender has to come and help close out. And so again, you can see the space that's now opening up in the center of the keyway. Okay, so as that ball was starting to be reversed, the 3's coming through. All right, so if he did go there, we are looking for that. But the first option would be after this screen is to step into the space here. All right, if we did do that and we attracted the 5, we've got that high-low action we can hit into the basket. All right, or if we get it in here and it is covered and this one's covered, we've got one of these 2 options depending on where the 3 is as a kick-out shooter. One of those 2 will be wide open. And from that, we're going to send the defense into more of a scramble. So if we continue to move the ball and move the ball quickly, we're going to then end up with the same sort of scenario coming back the other way. All right, we're attracting that player, opposite player, flaring for the open jump shot, the 3 swinging through. All right, and we've got that same action. All right, so this guy would have been over here before that ball was reversed and be sneaking back underneath trying to get that deep seal and a pass here, because as this guy would have come through as a shooter, he's attracting that defender out as well. So we should end up with a lot of space in the corners of the court and in the center of the keyway with our 2-1-2 options.